Pedophiles are the menace of society, and once they are identified, they are avoided by all. But what happens when those who are supposed to protect us end up harming us? From a detective keeping over 100 child sex abuse materials,
Place at arrest where we'll be getting an arrest warrant for you, sworn out today for possession of child pornography.
to a senator getting caught in a motel room with a minor,
He's 17. What do you mean, okay? Okay. But you got a 17-year-old hanging out with you.
these pedophiles were eventually caught and faced the wrath of the law and the public. Here are some of the pedophiles who realized they could no longer get away with it. Well, we will get to know very soon. On May 25th, 2022, Detective Robert Strand, a detective with over 8 years on the job, was arrested after the police received a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The tip was that he had about 100 child sexual abuse materials. The search warrant for his internet history was given 2 months before the arrest, which revealed he had downloaded over 90 images of children, not older than 13 years and as young as infants, being sexually abused by adults.
Can I have you do me a favor? Sit your paperwork on the tailgate right there. Go ahead and place your hands behind your back for me. Go ahead and relax your legs. Okay. I want to get you into this vehicle quickly. Okay. But I don't want you to take anything you don't need to have.
The police explained the reason for the arrest to him while in the car, stating that they wanted him to get away from the public eye as soon as possible. One would have expected Robert to be anxious or regretful, but his behavior was frankly shocking.
Place at arrest where we'll be getting an arrest warrant for you, sworn out today for possession of child pornography. Or possession of sexual exploitation of a child, of children, possession statute.
Okay, the biggest thing for me is I do this for everybody. I don't want a big scene made about anything. So I'm going to be as discreet as possible. Cooperate with me, we'll be fine. Yes, sir. Pick up your dogs?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, let me get my, I'm gonna bring me a notepad out. I'll get the information. Absolutely, we'll do that. Are those cuffs good for you? Okay. All right, sir, go ahead and give me the name.
It's gonna be Sherry
Sherry.
Strand, Strand.
Okay. Is there anything that she needs to know other than just take the dogs?
Just take the dogs.
Okay, as soon as they're completed the residence with the search warrant, I'll let her know and we'll get that handled for you.
What he cared about at that moment was getting his dogs home rather than being apologetic for his appalling behavior. If he was found guilty, he could spend up to 20 years in prison, but it looked like he was unfazed. That didn't stop him from trying to pry information and know what the police knew.
So, I know you probably can't tell me more than why. Was it, you ever tell me if it was in the deleted section?
Sir, I don't, I'm not that guy.
Oh, okay.
So
I know there was nothing.
Yeah, I don't deal with the forensics. I'm unaware of how that operates.
Right.
I mean, I have a very, very small IQ when it comes to that, but I'm sure that Special Agent Penny will be able to answer some questions for you, absolutely.
Okay.
I wish I did, but I do not.
No, you're fine.
He also asked questions about which jail he would be going to, probably because he was a cop and they don't fare well in jail. But even with the crime he committed, he wished they would take him to the station that knew him.
So what happens from there?
They'll go ahead and finish processing all the scenes.
Okay.
We're going to turn you over to Rio Rancho Police Department for transport and detention.
Okay.
And
Is it going to be this jail here or Santa Fe? Do you know?
sir, I don't.
Okay, so
I'm
it'll
unaware of
be
how.
this
Yeah, I'm unaware of how Rio Rancho deals with these types of detentions. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm sure we'll advise them of who you are,
Okay.
and so that'll be taken into consideration, of course.
I really wish you guys would take me to jail because Rio knows me just as well. That's what's
Yeah.
the baddest.
We've made it a policy we utilize New Mexico State Police or local jurisdictional
Right.
officers to transport for us. So that's kind of how we run the process.
Strand had previously said that he had downloaded the images of children, but had immediately deleted them after viewing them. But that was definitely not the case. During the investigation, agents found a GIF of a girl not older than 13 being sexually abused, as well as Strand having sexual relations with a preteen male that had been generated by the computer. The police were still waiting for his transport, but this long wait seemed to make Strand worried.
Was that found in the deleted section?
I can't give you that right now. Okay. It'll be listed in the where it was found.
Okay.
In the arrest warrant.
Yeah. Anything I knew about was.
Okay. All right.
That's why I was asking.
Okay, no problem.
I didn't think I was being arrested for that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So what's next?
What's next is Rio's coming. They're gonna transport you to their holding cell.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna finish out my warrant, send it to my prosecutors. Prosecutor's gonna approve it. And then I'm going to walk over here and get a judge to look to see if I can get a judge to sign the arrest warrant. Once the arrest warrant is signed out, you'll be booked on that arrest warrant. All right? Any other questions?
No, I appreciate this.
Okay, thank you, sir.
He was placed on administrative leave and charged with 5 counts of child pornography. He was also banned from having unsupervised internet access and restricted from places where children aged 16 and below could be present. He was released on bail. While Strand's case was appalling and his attitude even worse, his next pedophile will leave an even worse taste in your mouth. On April 2020, the police received a tip that Deputy Sheriff Jayen Devon, a cop who had been on the job for over 5 years, had engaged in sexual acts with a minor. He didn't know about the report when he arrived at the county's jail and was told to come into the interrogation room. That's when he realized that he'd been caught.
We're actually doing an investigation on some allegations that we have to obviously look into. You're a law enforcement officer, so you know that we look into everything.
During the interrogation, the police started by making him feel at ease with seemingly insignificant questions. He answered them, unaware that he might have given himself away. Their questions gave them access to his social media accounts, phone number, and email.
I know when it comes to Facebook, you connect it to an email address. And then your Instagram account, what, same email?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And I know sometimes with Snapchat, they'll have you either sign up with a phone number or an email.
I believe it's my phone number.
Jayen started to get nervous since he didn't know why he was in the interrogation room. Although, as a cop, he already knew that it was nothing good, so he asked his interrogators straightforward.
I will ask what this is about?
Yeah, so we're looking into some allegations that were made. We're kind of, it started with a Crime Stopper report, so we're just kind of going from there. We did receive a picture that, you know, when we looked into it, it looks similar to you. So I don't know if you can take a look at the picture and just tell me if you've seen this picture. So this picture right here.
Yeah, that's definitely me with the gross one.
Okay, so this picture right here, how old were you when it was taken?
20.
20? Have you ever used this picture on any social media site?
I think it was Snapchat back in the day, yeah.
Okay. Have you ever shared this picture with anybody on Snapchat?
Yeah, probably with my wife, to be honest. I mean, obviously I talked to other girls back in the day too, but I can't remember.
Okay. It came up in connection with some allegations about you communicating with a younger female on Snapchat.
Okay.
Have you ever communicated with any females that we've already recognized that yes you have with your recruit from the past? Is there anyone else you've communicated with on Snapchat?
I mean, back then, no, just close friends and coworkers and stuff like that.
Anyone recently?
According to Jayen, he had only sent that picture, which was connected to the report, to his wife and other ladies a long time ago. But as you might have guessed, that was not true. He continued to lie, claiming that it could have been an enemy that he didn't know he had, and trying to call the detectives bluff.
Well, along with the photo came some additional information about your personal life.
Okay.
And based on some of the information you shared with me today, it seems to add up.
Okay.
So is there any reason why the person would say they're you and share your information?
Sounds like it'd be someone that knows me then, obviously. I don't know who. I don't have any enemies out there. Can I ask what information was shared? What they know?
We know that you're a baseball player.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people know that.
Yeah. So that information was kind of shared.
Okay.
Your work schedule.
It's been 5 years now I've worked here.
Specifically the transition to 7 days on, 7 days off.
Really? I haven't shared anything like that recently.
So this particular picture came from an account with this username, right? J178211. Okay. And I recognize that your jersey name in college was 17.
Yes, it
and
was.
then high school
82
was
is
82, and it was 11. In
I
2011.
never had 11.
No, as far as you graduated in 2011.
I did, yeah.
And it goes by Jay, and it is a Snapchat account that has some links to you.
Okay.
Okay. Jay, I'll be very honest. I want to know the truth.
Yeah, no, I never even heard of that account.
J178211 was the Snapchat account that had shared Jalen's picture and personal information with a minor. It combined his name, baseball jersey number in college, jersey number in high school, and his year of graduation. Although he claimed that he had never heard of this account, it turned out that it was also linked to his phone number and email address. When he realized that he'd been caught, he asked for a lawyer, but the police already had what they needed. It was revealed that there were 4 victims aged 12 to 14, but prosecutors contended that there were over 40 others who could not be tracked down. He was charged with 18 felonies and 2 misdemeanor charges and was sentenced to 12 years in prison. In Jalen's case, the cop had to beat around the bush, but this next person was caught red-handed. On March 9th, 2019, the police received a tip that a man took a minor to a motel room. Immediately, they headed for the motel and found the room where the person would be. Imagine their shock and disgust when they realized it was none other than Ralph Shorty, a 36-year-old Oklahoma senator.
Hey, it's more police department, man. We just need to check on your welfare, make sure you're okay.
I'm right here. Come out before you get me worried. Show me your hands.
Okay.
Take a seat on the...
What's going on?
What's going on with you, man?
Just trying to have
A good time? Yeah. What's your name?
Ralph.
Ralph what?
He was asked to sit down in the room, and the officers took a look around. Since Ralph was acting pretty calm, the police assumed that he didn't really understand what was happening, so they decided to ask him a question.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. You're kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we do. He's 17. What do you mean, okay? Okay. But you got a 17-year-old hanging out with you.
Although he claimed he didn't know, he seemed nonchalant about the fact that he had taken a 17-year-old boy with him to a hotel room at 3 a.m. The cops tried to make him understand the fact that he was with a minor, especially since they were surprised by his behavior.
I'm telling you he's 17. Like, I wouldn't lie to you. Like, what sense does it make me lie to? But listen, whatever you're doing, it's a bad idea.
This seemed like an open and shut case for the police, since they had all they needed, a grown man in a hotel room with a minor. But they had not realized that he was a senator. They invited him for the interrogation a few days later, opening a can of worms.
Well, how did y'all meet?
At the coffee shop. I'm pretty sure of that.
What coffee shop are you talking about?
I own a coffee shop. It's called Holy Grounds Coffee.
Okay.
And the night that he called me, he said he just needed to get out of his house. I'm assuming I thought he had told me that he lived with some friends, and he had told me in the past that, it was hard for him to get clean because he was always with his friends that lived.
According to Ralph, he and the teenager were friends, and he was housing him in a motel since his roommates were drug addicts while he was trying to get clean. He added that they only spoke to each other through phone calls, and the teenager came to his house once to play video games. But he didn't realize that the cops knew the truth and were just letting him lie.
Your house several times to play video games?
I think just once.
Come to your house once to play video games, and then you guys met at the coffee shop a couple of times?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What if I said that he told you you guys met through a Craigslist ad the very first time, when he posted in Casual Encounters?
No.
Okay. How old is your youngest child?
5 months.
Okay. So he's telling me that when he first met you through Craigslist, that he had posted an ad in Casual Encounters, and that he had a lot of responses for it, but that you said that you wanted him to mess around with your wife while you watched. He said that he showed up to do that, or you guys got together and started talking about that. He found out your wife was pregnant, and then said that it never happened because she was pregnant.
The truth was far from his statement, as he had met the juvenile when he was 16 through a Craigslist ad. He had told the boy he wanted him to play around with his wife while he watched, but Ralph's wife got pregnant, so that never happened. Ralph denied this, but the detectives had more information.
He has a conversation that he says he had with you using an app called Kick. You know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, there's a pretty lengthy conversation on his tablet that he says is with a guy that is you, that he that is online, or the kick ID is Jamie Tilley, and you told officers that night that that's what your online.
He calls me Jamie.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure why.
They had chats between the teenager and a man called Jamie, but Ralph denied that it was him. He must have thought that there was no proof, but he couldn't be more wrong. It turned out that when Ralph met the teenager, the latter had a suspicious female friend who followed their car to the hotel. She became a witness and called the teenager's dad, who then called the police. It was revealed that he had sex twice with the teenager before he was arrested. The cops had all the proof that they needed to arrest him, but they still asked him for a confession. Instead of taking responsibility for his appalling actions, Ralph stated that it was the teenager who tried to ruin his life. But the 17-year-old boy didn't even know he was a senator. He resigned from his seat and was sentenced to 15 years in prison and 10 years of supervised release. Ralph isn't the only one who refuses to admit to his crimes, but this next pedophile was a cop who vehemently denied the obvious. On August 15, 2020, Leonard Gy made an agreement with another man on a dating app to meet up, but this meeting was not what he expected.
Hey, what's going on?
What you here for?
How you doing?
What's your name?
Paul.
Paul?
Yeah.
What you right here for?
What's that?
What you right here for, Paul?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm here to meet some of my friends.
You here to meet?
I'm here to get some I'm here to get turkey hill iced tea. Some cash. Why?
Oh, don't keep your hands where I can see him.
He lied that his name was Paul and was acting strangely. That's because he realized that this was not the person he came here to see. He put his hands up and was nervous, first saying that he was meeting friends, then changing his tone to getting iced tea.
You know what you're right here to do?
I'm not here to do nothing.
Listen,
I'm here to get a turkey hill iced tea.
You hit up one of my...
The man with the camera is Musa Harris, who signed up on an online dating platform as a 15-year-old boy, a common practice used to catch pedophiles and sex offenders. He was then contacted by Leonard to meet at the store for sexual acts. Imagine the sergeant's surprise when he was caught in the net of a predator catcher.
Listen, I'm out here. I know what you're right here to do.
I'm not here to do nothing.
When the video hit the internet, the predator catcher and the public realized that the man was Leonard Gy, an ex-police officer who was terminated 3 years prior. He was ordered to go through sex therapy, registered as a Tier 3 sex offender, and sentenced to 1 to 2 years in prison, and got 5 years of probation. No doubt that it's shocking when people in positions of law enforcement or authority are the worst of the worst. It's even worse when they don't seem ashamed or even act like they can get away with it. Luckily, these sex offenders were caught and punished under the law. Do you think these sentences were enough? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.